Welcome back to Dedicated Blogger. Today, we're tackling the big one. The question that's probably launched 1,000 daydreams. How do you start and monetize a blog from zero? Hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your fellow bloggers, and let us know in the comments what your dream blog would be about. We love hearing from you.
Yeah.
Now, to help us crack this blogging code, I've got our expert here ready to dive in.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a question that sparks so much possibility, but also, let's be honest, a little bit of overwhelm. Luckily, we've got some serious insights to guide us.
Okay.
We're taking a deep dive into a YouTube video by SEO guru Jesse Cunningham, where he breaks down how he helped a client get over 25,000 website clicks in just 3 months. And the secret weapon, AI, specifically ChatGPT.
Okay, 25,000 clicks in 3 months. My ears perked up right there. Cunningham talks about this client building a content hub with ChatGPT. Is this like some kind of AI-powered content fortress that draws in the crowds?
It's a fascinating strategy. And it's not just about throwing a bunch of AI-written articles online and hoping for the best. Cunningham is really clear that ChatGPT is a tool. And like any tool, it needs a skilled hand wielding it. He emphasizes that it's all about how you use AI to create a system that works.
So before we get all starry-eyed about AI doing all the work for us, there's this nagging question. Doesn't Google penalize AI-generated content? I've heard all sorts of rumors about that.
Cunningham addresses that concern directly. He points out that Google's official stance is they care about helpful content. Period. Doesn't matter if a human typed it up or if AI helped along the way. It's all about providing value to the reader, answering their questions, being that trusted source they keep coming back to. That's where the real expertise comes in.
Okay, that's a relief. But I'm still curious about this content hub idea. How does it actually work?
Well, Cunningham reveals that the website in his case study has a mix of articles, some that get a ton of traffic, and others that, frankly, don't get many clicks at all.
Wait, so you're telling me you should have articles that are intentionally not performing well? That seems counterintuitive.
This is where it gets really interesting. Cunningham argues that even those less popular articles play a vital role. They add depth and context, making the site look like a comprehensive resource rather than just a collection of clickbait. It's like building a house. You need the foundation as much as you need the fancy facade.
So it's not just about chasing those viral hits, but about building a solid structure that Google recognizes as authoritative. I can see how that would pay off in the long run. Cunningham even shared an example that blew my mind. A single article that costs just 50 cents to create with ChatGPT is projected to bring in 4,000 visitors every month.
It really highlights the potential, right? And in the right niche, Cunningham explains how that kind of traffic could easily translate to $200 a month in passive income. That's the dream, isn't it?
That's incredible. Just imagine, you could build a whole library of content for next to nothing and then watch the traffic and hopefully the income roll in. But I have to ask, what's the catch? These can't be that easy, right?
Well, Cunningham emphasizes that there are key ingredients for success here. You need absolute clarity about your blog's goals. What do you want to achieve? What kind of audience are you serving? And laser focus on a specific topic. No more jumping all over the place with your content.
Pick your lane and dominate it, right? I like that.
Exactly. And then, this is key, you meticulously interlink your content. It's like weaving a web of knowledge on your site. Cunningham describes it as a rising tide lifts all boats. Effect, even the less popular articles benefit from being connected to the strong performers.
That makes a lot of sense. So you're creating this synergistic ecosystem where everything works together. Cunningham actually shares another case study that takes this niche domination to a whole new level.
You're talking about bonsaimary.com, the website he's building entirely with ChatGPT.
That's the one. This is where it gets really interesting. He's laser focused on one specific type of plant philodendrons and aiming to create 200 articles on that topic alone. Now that's commitment. I mean, who knew there was that much to say about philodendrons?
It might sound like a lot, but that's the genius of it. He's aiming to become the ultimate philodendron resource. And when someone searches for information on that topic, guess whose site is going to be at the top of the results?
The philodendron queen, Bonsai Mary. I can see how that kind of deep dive into a niche would build serious authority. But I do wonder about the practical side of this. How much work goes into actually managing 200 articles? Even with AI, that seems daunting.
Cunningham doesn't shy away from the practicalities. He actually walks through his process, showing how he uses templates and systems to streamline his workflow. It's not about replacing human effort, but about making it more efficient and effective.
So it's a combination of AI and smart systems. It's a powerful combination. But let's be realistic. There has to be some risk involved in relying so heavily on AI, right?
Uh,
What if Google changes its mind about AI content?
Cunningham acknowledges that there's always a chance Google could change its stance. It's a bit of a gamble, and he's upfront about that. He encourages everyone to consider their own risk tolerance and time horizon for success.
That's responsible advice. So it's not a guaranteed path to riches, but it's a strategy with enormous potential if you're willing to take the leap. But even if you do decide to use AI, it's not a magic button, right? You still need to understand the fundamentals of SEO and content strategy.
Absolutely. The real magic isn't ChatGPT itself, but the strategic thinking behind it. Cunningham emphasizes that you still need to get all the other elements right. Keyword research, headers, website structure, the whole 9 yards. It's about creating a solid foundation for your AI content to thrive.
So ChatGPT is like the rocket fuel, but you still need a well-built rocket to reach orbit.
Precisely. And that's what makes this so fascinating. It's about using AI strategically in conjunction with proven SEO principles to create a winning content strategy. And speaking of strategy, Cunningham reveals some really interesting techniques he uses with ChatGPT. He doesn't just treat ChatGPT like a black box, he breaks down specific prompts and techniques to get the most out of it.
That's what I love about his approach.
Yeah.
He's not just telling us to use AI, he's showing us how to use it effectively.
Yeah.
So give us a taste of these techniques. What kind of prompts are we talking about?
Well, one thing Cunningham emphasizes is the importance of being super specific with your prompts. Don't just ask ChatGPT to write a blog post about philodendrons. Tell it exactly what you want, the tone, the style, the key points you want to cover. It's like giving it a detailed blueprint instead of a vague sketch.
So it's all about giving ChatGPT clear instructions and letting it work its magic within those parameters. Does he have any examples of how to craft those prompts?
He actually shares screenshots of his exact prompts, which is incredibly helpful. You
Yeah.
can see how he breaks down the task, the target audience, the keywords he wants to include, even the desired word count. It's like having a behind-the-scenes look at the AI content creation process.
That's gold. I can definitely see how having those templates would save a ton of time and effort. But I'm also curious about the editing process. I mean, even with a great prompt, I imagine you still need to go in and make sure the content is up to par.
Oh, absolutely. Cunningham stresses that the editing stage is crucial. He doesn't just blindly publish what ChatGPT spits out. He carefully reviews the content, checks for accuracy, adds his own voice and insights, and makes sure it's truly valuable and engaging for the reader.
So the collaboration, really. You're using AI to do the heavy lifting, but you're still the editor, the curator, the one who shapes the final product.
Exactly. And that's what makes this approach so sustainable. It's not about replacing human creativity, but about amplifying it. It's about using technology to free up your time and energy so you can focus on the things that only a human can do. Adding that personal touch, connecting with your audience on a deeper level.
I love that. It's like AI is taking care of the grunt work so you can focus on the art of blogging. And speaking of art, we can't forget about the visuals. How does Cunningham incorporate images and other media into this AI-powered content strategy?
He's a big believer in making your content visually appealing. He recommends using high-quality images, videos, even infographics to break up the text and make it more engaging.
So it's not just about the words on the page, it's about creating a whole experience for the reader.
Exactly. And you don't necessarily have to be a graphic design whiz to do this. There are tons of resources available online, like stock photo sites and free design tools. Cunningham even suggests using AI tools to help generate images and visuals.
So you can use AI to write the content, and create the visuals. That's amazing. It's like having a whole team of digital assistants at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the money-making part of this.
Yeah.
How exactly do you monetize a blog that's built on AI content?
Cunningham shares several strategies, and one of the most popular is affiliate marketing. This is where you recommend products or services that are relevant to your niche, and you earn a commission on any sales that come through your unique affiliate links.
So if you're writing about philodendrons, you might recommend specific plant care products or gardening tools, right?
Exactly. And the beauty of affiliate marketing is that it's a win-win for everyone involved. You're providing valuable recommendations to your readers, the companies get more exposure for their products, and you earn a passive income stream.
It sounds like a pretty sweet deal. Are there any other monetization strategies he recommends?
Another option is selling your own products or services. This could be anything from ebooks and online courses to coaching programs and consulting services. If you've established yourself as an authority in your niche, people will be more likely to invest in your expertise.
So you're leveraging that authority you've built with your content hub to create additional income streams. That's smart. But let's address the elephant in the room. What about the ethical considerations of using AI for blogging? Is it okay to let a machine do so much of the creative work?
It's a question a lot of people are grappling with, and there's no easy answer. Some people argue that using AI is cheating, that it takes away from the authenticity of the content, but others see it as a tool, a way to enhance creativity and reach a wider audience.
It's like any technology. It can be used for good or for evil. It all comes down to how you use it. But I do think it's important to be transparent with your audience. If you're using AI to create content, shouldn't you tell them?
That's a debate that's raging right now, and there are strong arguments on both sides. Some people believe that full disclosure is essential, while others argue that as long as the content is high quality and provides value, the method of creation doesn't really matter.
It's a tricky issue with no easy answers.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for every blogger to think about these ethical considerations and make their own informed decisions. So where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What are some key takeaways for our listeners who are thinking about using AI for their blogs?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is that AI can be an incredibly powerful tool for bloggers, but it's not a magic bullet.
Yeah.
You still need to understand the fundamentals of blogging, SEO, and content marketing.
It's not about replacing your skills, it's about amplifying them.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different AI tools, play around with different prompts, see what works best for you, and most importantly, have fun with it. Blogging should be enjoyable, and AI can help make it even more so.
That's great advice. But let's get back to Cunningham's strategies for a minute. He talks about this concept of finding your North Star as a blogger. What does he mean by that?
He's talking about identifying your core purpose, your passion, the reason why you're blogging in the first place. It's about having a clear vision for what you want to achieve and using that as your guiding light.
So it's not just about creating content for the sake of creating content. It's about having a deeper meaning behind it.
Exactly. And in a world that's increasingly dominated by algorithms and automation, it's more important than ever to stay connected to that human element.
That makes a lot of sense. So AI can help us with the technical aspects of blogging, but it can't tell us what to write about what message we want to share with the world.
Exactly. And that's where the real magic happens.
Yeah.
The intersection of human ingenuity and AI capability. That's where we unlock the true potential of this technology.
So it's not about AI taking over, but about AI empowering us to create even better, more meaningful content.
And to do it in a way that aligns with our values, right? Cunningham talks about the importance of ethical considerations, which is crucial.
Absolutely. We've already touched on some of the ethical dilemmas, but I think it's worth reiterating that we have a responsibility to use these tools wisely and ethically. It's not just about what we can do, it's about what we should do.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to move on to our final thoughts and takeaways from Cunningham's insights. What are some key points we want our listeners to remember as they embark on their own blogging journeys?
I think one of the most important things Cunningham emphasizes is the importance of having a long-term vision. It's not about getting rich quick. It's about building something sustainable and meaningful.
Exactly. He encourages us to think of our blogs as businesses, not just hobbies. That means having a plan, setting goals, and tracking our progress.
And being patient, right?
Yeah,
Building a successful blog takes time and effort. It's not going to happen overnight.
absolutely. And that's where AI can be so helpful. It can help us automate those tedious tasks, free up our time and energy so we can focus on the big picture.
So it's not about letting AI do all the work for us. It's about using AI to work smarter, not harder.
Precisely. And that brings us back to Cunningham's point about finding your North Star. If you're clear on your purpose, your passion, your why, then the how becomes so much easier.
It's like having a compass that guides you through the ever-changing landscape of the blogging world.
Exactly. And with AI as your trusty sidekick, you can navigate those challenges with confidence and creativity.
So for all our listeners out there who are dreaming of starting a blog and making it a success, what's the one piece of advice we want them to take away from this deep dive?
I think it's this. Don't be afraid to embrace the power of AI, but do it thoughtfully and strategically. Use it to amplify your strengths, not replace them. And never lose sight of your North Star, the reason why you're doing this in the first place.
Beautifully said. And remember, the world of blogging is constantly evolving. So stay curious, keep learning, and never stop experimenting. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next Bonsai Mary, dominating your niche and inspiring others with your unique voice and expertise.
And don't forget, the most important ingredient in any successful blog is you. Your passion, your creativity, your unique perspective. That's what will truly make your blog stand out and resonate with your audience.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you found our exploration of AI and blogging informative and inspiring. Until next time, happy blogging.